A while back in a previous video, I mentioned how my towering tomato vines were all volunteers. I never planted any of them. And then I also said I'd do a little video on how that happens. Well, here's that little video. It's just a short one, but here's how volunteer tomatoes happen. Some of you might be interested in this. Do you know what this is? Looks like a whole bunch of little tomato plants, doesn't it? Well, that's exactly what it is. Let me push this aside, and I don't know if you can see from the shadow how many there are. Maybe you can see this side better. But there are maybe, I don't know, I would venture there might be 100 tomato plants in there. You know where that came from? Well, we had tomatoes in here last year. And I think they were Brandywine, so these might be Brandywine tomatoes. But what happens is, this is how nature does reproduces tomatoes. We must have left a tomato in here and let it rot. It was probably a small one that wasn't very big. But what happens is they rot over the winter and set in there and get under the dirt. I'm not sure how that happens, but in the natural process, they will replant themselves. This has been out here in my sun deck, I call it, and you know, it's this. But the interesting thing here that you might want to know is, well, this is nice and warm, and I've got other plants out here, but during the winter time, this place doesn't retain heat very well, so it freezes in here, and it freezes hard. So this is a tomato that was sitting in this dirt that froze hard and just overwintered, and when the springtime came and the temperature started getting right and the ground started getting a little moist, because I started planting some other things in here, they just came up. So tomatoes will volunteer like that. So I might even do a video on that if I can. Is just plant a tomato in the fall, and you're ready to go in the spring. It's just that you're going to have a mess like that, lots of them, and you'll have to thin them out. But that does work. It's the 23rd of May right now, and then I let you know what happened to this bunch of tomatoes I showed you a while back. If you remember, I was pushing these back, showing you how many plants there are. But look how well they've done. They've gotten big. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these out of here because there's no room for them to grow in this pot. And I'm going to be transplanting them, and I'll show you how I do that. Well, it turns out I actually had to discard them because I already had way too many tomato plants than I could deal with already.